Hi guys, welcome to the Fashionpreneur Talk with Itana Styling Podcast. How are you? How is your fashion business? If you don't know me, my name is Sandra. I am a fashion stylist and a fashion business consultant. And this podcast is about having genuine conversations about fashion entrepreneurship and getting your questions answered. So if you have any questions at all, email me at info@gitanastyling.com. Gitana is Gitana styling.com, or I will leave a link below for you. Okay. I also want to invite you to hang out with us inside our free Facebook group, the Fashion Entrepreneur Club Hangout. In there, we host events, we answer questions, we share resources, so you're always super invited. Now, if you need some organization and focus in your fashion business, I invite you to check out our Etsy shop with workbooks and planners for your fashion business. If you want support and guidance with these planners, I encourage you to join our online subscription, which is the Planner Club. Every month you get a new planner and you get our support and community. And also, if you want more guidance, more support, I invite you to check out our online program. The Fashion Business Online Incubator is 10 weeks with me. We work on your brand so you get to know your brand, build your brand, and market it successfully. So I'll leave links below to all of that stuff in case that you're interested. And let's get started with the podcast, okay? Hey guys, in this episode, we are going to talk about where to sell your products and services. Now, this episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some thoughts with you, and I'm going to share some questions, and I'm going to shed light basically on the different possibilities, right? Because there's not a perfect answer to this question, because there's so many factors, right? There's, different things that we need to consider when deciding where really to sell and offer your products and services. So let's just get started, right? The first thing I want to mention, and the thing that I believe will give you the most clarity of all, is thinking about where your customer hangs out. Okay, so now this is a really important question because wherever they hang out is where you can show up, right? Whether it's in person or virtually, right? With an ad or in an event or whatever it may be, right? And offer, let them know what's going on in your world and what you have for them. So the first question is, where does your customer hang out? Now, this could be a virtual place, like somewhere in the internet, right? In a community, in a social media platform, right? On a website. Where are they, right? In that virtual world, right? Or in the physical, 3D world. Where in the world do they hang out? Where are they? Are they in the mall? Are they in a coffee shop? Are they, I don't know, buying groceries? Where are they? And where are they thinking about this offer that you have, this service, this product that might, help them in with that particular problem, right? So the first thing is to think, where are they hanging out? And then I would say, other factors that you need to consider are, what are your weaknesses and your strengths? So if they hang out in this particular online platform, do you like that platform? Are you good at that platform? Do you need to learn about that platform, right? Are you better in person? Are you better doing email marketing? Are you better doing video? Are you better creating beautiful posts and putting them out there? Like, you have to think about that as well, because you're going to have to invest a lot of time and energy into that, and you have to be effective at it. Now, I always, want to make a little note here when I talk about this, which is you can learn anything and everything, right? So if you feel like you're not good at something, you can always learn about it. Now, I always tell people, go with your gut and gut with what makes you feel happy also, because you want to enjoy the process, and that also is going to be reflected in everything that you do, right? So first, where do they hang out? Second, think about your strengths and your weaknesses. Third, I would say, think about your budget also, right? Because you might be great at in person, right? But you don't have the budget to have a store. But maybe you can participate in markets, for example. So it's important to think about, that piece, the money piece, like, how much money do you have to invest in different places? The different possibilities. And I'm going to break down, with other questions, all these different places so you can get more specific. But first, I just wanted to tell you in general the things that you should have in your mind when we talk about these different places, okay? So the other thing I would think about, which I kind of really mentioned already, is the part that, what makes you happy, what lights you up, okay? Because it's really important that you enjoy this, and it's going to be reflected everywhere, right? How you show up, how you communicate, the energy that you bring into it, okay? So just, keep those things in mind, right, as we go through the different possibilities, okay? Where do they hang out? What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What makes you happy? What lights you up? What's your budget like? And also your lifestyle, because maybe, you just have a certain amount of time to dedicate to certain activities because you have something else going on, or you have children, or you take care of someone, or you already have a 9 to 5 and this is your side hustle, or this is your 9 to 5, whatever it is, you have to consider that. So, it's doable. we can work it out. Okay. So now when it comes to the actual places, right? Like, where am I going to offer these services or these products, right? Nowadays, right, there's two big possibilities, right? Am I going to do this online, or I'm going to do this in person, or should I do both? Right? Because they both have, their good things and their bad things, right? And something I would recommend is we do have a free online class about how to run a fashion business online. So if you need a little guidance when it comes to that, you can take that, because it'll give you an overview of what you need to put in the business when it comes to, running an online business and being successful at it. So maybe that would help you, if you're like, but I really don't know what this entails, right? I'll leave a link below for you for that. But, in general, right, what we're talking about, what do you think aligns more with you? Is it going to be having that online space, or is it going to be having a physical space? Or again, should you combine both? You should have a little bit of one, a little bit of the other one. Now, each world brings a lot of different possibilities, right? So if you decide to go with the online route, right, I would say, where in the online space, right? Are you going to have your own online store, or are you going to be inside someone else's online store? Or perhaps you're going to be part of a marketplace, or several marketplaces, right? Marketplaces are places where they have a lot of different products at the same time, a lot of different stores inside. Like Amazon, for example, could be a marketplace, right? Everybody has their own little stores in there. It's like a online mall, right? And everybody goes there and looks for what they want, and they compare different things, right? Different prices, different options. So where are you in that space? Do you think you should have your own? Do you think you should be part of someone else's? Do you think you should be part of a whole community, a marketplace? Should you have two of those, combine certain things? Where are you in that space, right? Also think about social media platforms. Nowadays, social media platforms are so big and people spend so much time in them that almost all of them offer their own online store. So if you reach certain requirements that they have, certain thresholds, right, then you can have your own online store in there, like on Instagram or YouTube. You can offer your products there, right? So that's another online space that you can tap into. And something I always tell everybody is, don't get overwhelmed, right? Choose what works best for you, and start simple, okay? Because you're not going to be everywhere at the same time and figure out everything at the same time. It's important to start small and pick something and figure that out and make that thing work, and then expand to the next thing. Okay. But again, just to recap, when it comes to the online space, think about whether you want your own online store, or whether you want to be inside someone else's online store, right? Or their blog or their website, right? Or do you want to be in a whole marketplace with a lot of other people, because that brings a lot of traffic in, and then you don't have to worry about that, right? Or do you want to do a combination of those? Or maybe you want to start with a social media platform and have your online store there. Think about that. Now, if you decide to go the in-person route, right, same thing. There's a lot of possibilities. Maybe you can have your brick and mortar store, right, which I said before, you have to consider your budget, of course. Or maybe you just have a little space inside someone else's store, right? Or a cubicle, you have a rented space that you have not even every day, you have certain days, right? Or maybe you do markets, right? And you don't have that rent that you have to pay every month, but you participate in different markets and go to different places, right? Or maybe you are in a mall, or you are in a department store, or maybe you're in different boutiques at the same time. So again, think about your budget, think about your strength, and think about your weaknesses, right? And think about what is the best option for you. Okay. Now to close this up, and I want to close it now because there's so many different possibilities, and it seems like it has been short, but I have told you so much information all at once. So I want you to take a moment to grab a piece of paper and just go over all this stuff and make that list for you and see, like, this is what sounds right for me. This is something I would like to explore. This is something I need more information on. And what I would recommend is, first, again, start simple, go over these questions again, write it down, and start simple. Start with one place that you think is the best for you, right? Then decide to commit to it and invest in it, invest your time, invest in following someone that can help you with that, in, maybe enrolling in a class that would help you with that, maybe participating in a community that would help you with that, right? So, and then just get going. That's the next part. Get going, because if you don't start, going and testing things out, you're not gonna know if it's gonna work for you or not. Okay. And like I said, I always recommend start with something and establish it. Make sure it works before diving into a whole new world, unless you have the budget, of course, to hire someone and delegate that area to them, right? But still, you need to have an overall knowledge and know what's going on. So start simple, decide on what you're going to work on, start investing in it, your time, your energy, following someone, enrolling in a class, right? Doing the work, and start testing things out, so you know what works for you and what doesn't. Now, if you do have an online store already, I just want to remind you that we're running the online store challenge right now inside our community. So if you want to participate, it's 30 days of daily action of working in your online store. So it helps you learn what to do. It helps you develop a habit. It helps you build momentum. So if you want to join us, I will leave a link below, or you can buy the guide with all the 30 actions, and then you can do it on your own at your own pace. And if you want to participate in the community to ask questions and share your ahas and all that good stuff. So let me know where you are in this space. Let me know, if you want to learn more about, going into the online route, which I'll leave the class below, or you want to, learn how to stay active in your online store and build momentum there and join the challenge, or where in this whole world of possibilities you are, so we can provide you with the resources that you need to expand and reach those goals that you have. So thank you so much for watching and for joining me today. And I want to invite you to please share this content if you found it helpful. Share it, like it, subscribe. And yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And I will see you in our next episode. Okay, bye guys.